you wouldn't believe this, but I'm back in Automobilista 2. I've been racing this sim nearly every night the past couple of weeks, just enjoying the update, I would say, but really just enjoying the sim overall. It's been a little while since I had played it, so I've dove back in head first, I guess. I've been racing lots of different cars and tracks, and this is one that came up on my Discord over the past week. Somebody was asking about what the best beginner car would be, and a few suggestions were thrown out, including myself. The Formula Junior is definitely one of my favorites, but the Caterham came up, and I know the Caterham. Everybody that knows racing knows about the Caterhams, right? Based off the Lotus 7 from Colin Chapman back in the late 1950s, I guess, but definitely into the 60s. A car that was taken and adapted, and they're still making it now, even though it looks definitely like an older style race car, but based off the original design, lots of different updates and lots of different versions of it. And I've never really seriously sit down to drive this car or any of the versions of it in any sim. I don't know why it's evaded me up to this point, but it's not one that I seriously put much time into. And so I thought I'd change that, and I thought I would do it at a track which I have the same relationship with, a track that I've seen and I know. I've heard of it a lot. I've raced on it a little bit, but I've never really seriously sat down and tried to learn it, and that's Cadwell Park. This is a wonderful circuit, and it's a wonderful circuit to pair with a car like this that's a trainer car. It's a difficult track. It's definitely not the track I would suggest anybody to drive first, but it's an action-packed little narrow strip of tarmac over the mountains, literally. Kind of your quintessential British circuit. I love it. And I'm happy to have spent a few hours tonight learning its various corners and making some semblance of a lap. I think I still got a little bit of work to do, but it's a fantastic circuit and a fantastic way to experience this car. So I thought I'd record one of my races that I've done tonight. Just a 10-lap, nothing special race against the AI here, starting mid-pack and seeing if I can get up towards the front in that limited amount of time without causing too much chaos. All right, Cadwell Park. Green flag's out, we're underway. A little bit of a spin of the tires. Whoosh! I was late shifting up to second there. We'll get it up the gears though and head to the first corner. Coppice. He's got a car on the inside here, nice and easy. Just a lift of the throttle, coming to a long right-hander. It's got a very late apex known as Charlie's Corner, I believe, but it leads on to the Park Straight, which we'll want a great exit for. As everybody's strung out in front, starts to fan out. See if we can get a run down to the Park Corner. Just get myself in on the left side there, the car in front, jumping out of the way. So try to hang it in around the outside. Into another sequence of right-handers. This track has a lot of really tricky corners, tough to find the line. We'll come to the gooseneck. I've got a car on my right side here. Get it down to third gear. Try to ride that curb on the left. Get a better exit. Come down to a 90-degree corner. Whoa, down to second. Chunk of rubber flying off a car in front there. It's got another car up the inside. Coming to a little stretch here that'll lead us to probably the most iconic corner on this track, the mountain. Get it down to third gear for it. A little aggressive on the downshift, down to second, coming to the mountain itself. And straight into some S's. So we'll come in side by side. It's not really a place where you want to do that. I'm able to get in front though. And then to the hairpin, second to last corner, down to second gear. Thought about the jump up the inside, it's not going to work. A little bit of oversteer on the way out, get it up to third gear into the final corner. Actually, we'll give it a little extra gas. Get a lot of oversteer there. All right, come down to complete the first lap then. To rush down the hill there, up to P11. I think I started in 13th. Just to lift off the throttle for Coppice, car in front, runs it, but maybe a bit too deep. We'll get it down to third for Charlie's Corner. I believe several of the corners on this course are named after the children of the man that founded this course or built it. I think it was a track that was just built for his children. That must be nice. But it definitely grew from there, obviously, but some of the corners still named after them. I believe this next one here is Chris's Curve or Chris's Corner. And it's kind of interesting. They ended up changing this course quite a lot. By the 1960s, it was hosting some pretty high-level motorcycle and Formula 3 racing, and has been kind of a staple of the British racing scene ever since. As the cars in front thought about going to the inside, then the outside. We'll charge them towards the mountain, though. Down to second there, just waiting for the apex. You can really fly through. Whoa, if you're not following somebody directly, this will be side by side again into the S's. Not quite as far along as I was last time, but the car in the inside give me plenty of space. In some ways, you can rely on the AI a bit more than a human opponent. They'll give you that extra space most of the time. So bogged down a little bit there, didn't get it back down to second. We'll slide it through the final corner. You can really control the heck out of this car, and I guess that's why it's a training car. It just responds so well to almost any input. You really have to work to upset it, and I love this version of the Caterham especially. It's not the most powerful by far, but it's still got the H pattern. It's still got, I believe, more road-based tires on it, and so it slides around a bit more. It just feels probably much more like the original Lotus 7 that this car is based off of felt. Just a modern adaptation of it, which is really cool. The whole Caterham story or concept is very cool in that, you know, it's this car company where you can purchase the car and compete in their series directly through them. And it's kept this design alive for so long, and it's neat to see how faithful it is to that original. So we'll fly through the gooseneck there, kept it in fourth that time as almost spin out. Just dipped a wheel on the grass there. It's easy to do around here. The grass feels very slick. We'll just pretend that it had some of that British rain overnight. All right, back up into the mountain. Try to bring it around the outside there, but that wasn't going to work. It's these two in front. I'm going to have to follow them through the S's. Just don't want to hit those bollards. They don't do anything in the sim, but I could imagine in real life that being quite a bad thing. So make a bit of contact with the car in front there and the car behind. All right, it's elbows out now here with the Caterhams. Got the positions anyway, though, and I think my steering is still straight. So it all comes out okay. I imagine in this car in real life, you wouldn't really want to hit tires. The suspension is very exposed. But lap 4 then, quite early on, already up to 8th place, and the front pack is all side by side up there. I found the AI like to break apart into packs in this. So make another bit of contact there. I do have them on max aggression just to try to make them a little more interesting, because I did find they're quite sedate around here. So not able to make a move there, just have to sit in, boxed in. So try to line these two guys up for the bottom of the hill maybe, but they get a great run through Park Corner. So got a knock there, I don't know what that was. All right, slide it through the gooseneck, down the hill. It's a fantastic circuit. I don't know why I never really learned it in the past. I think I just never had a specific reason to. I never raced in a series or something that was racing here. It's a slightly more obscure track, so we'll get side by side into the S's, but I don't know if we'll be able to do anything with it. Car on the inside being very, very forgiving. Try not to make contact this time. Up the inside though. So slide it in through the final corner. Whoa, there we go. It's a very short race, so we're able to abuse the tires maybe a bit more than I would like to in a longer one. But on to lap 5, P7 then. You can see the rest of them directly in front of me here. But yeah, it's a track I just don't think I really had a reason to learn in the past. And one that I've done a few laps around here or there, but never sat down and actually tried to learn it. And I think I still have a little bit of a ways to go with some of it, but it's very, very fun and challenging course. We'll get a good run on the car in front, jump to the inside this time finally. just past the 2 marker. Get on the brakes there, maybe slightly early still. Keep it in 3rd. Up to 4th gear. A little bit of dirt there. All right, down to 2nd. I believe this is Mansfield corner at the bottom of the hill. As I got cars 2 by 2 behind me. I don't think I'm holding them up, but a little bit of a battle in my mirror. So I'll try to focus on forward. Closing in this pack in front as they're all nose to tail. We're gonna have to try to figure out a way to slice through them. So you can kind of slide it around. Maybe a bit too much there, a bit overzealous with the sliding, but it's a lot of fun. So we're in 6 with 4 laps to go here. Just get to the inside as I'm going to get pushed onto the dirt. Try not to rear end the car in front into the braking zone. Oh, as he does the one in front of him. Down to 2nd gear. It's a very, very elbows out Caterham race. Slide it through the gooseneck there. Downshift mid-corner will upset the car a bit, but you can get a nice slide out of it. I'll try to be a little tidier through mountain this time. It's turns 11 and 12 on this course, I believe. And I think the mountain is specifically this exit here, up the long hill. So we get a nicer exit there. Kept it slightly wider, so we'll get side by side. The fact that they raise motorcycles here is kind of what blows my mind. It's such a tight, confined track, and they do some serious speeds around here, which is cool, but it's crazy. I think it's perfect for a car like this, and even the Formula Junior, which is my other really favorite kind of trainer car in AMS2. I think both suited quite well to a track like this. And with that Formula Junior, it's basically the same spec as the 60s Formula 3 cars that would have been racing here. And so it very similar type of car, so it really fits. But this Caterham is really a throwback to the originals, and I think does it justice. All right, these guys stack up on the inside, able to carry some speed there around the outside. It's only a matter of time here. I just got to plan these moves carefully. Should be able to outdo them. I have the AI on 112%, but maybe need to go slightly higher as I'll get run slightly wide through the beginning of the gooseneck, carry the speed through the exit. All right, up the gearbox. Then stacked up each lap into the mountain here. I'll get it down to 3rd gear. Really let the camber of the road help you through the entry. Whoa, but up the hill to the exit, a bit of wheel spin at the top. Try to jump maybe into the inside into the hairpin. Whoa, I got a little squirrely there to the outside, not able to hold it in. Lateral load in the car and then rotate that rear around. Might be a little slower to do that, but it is fun. I think this exit of Charlie's here. If I can back up the corner a bit, I get a great run onto the park straight. There we go, up the gears. Right in behind the Caterham. In front, the very Lotus-looking Caterham. Great run past him and a huge run for these two in front, but there's nowhere I can go with it. Try to squeeze the car behind. He's going to jump back in. Oh, right out to the curb. All right. He's looking towards the inside through the gooseneck, down to third gear. He's actually trying to make that pass back quite well. Wow, this is a ton of fun. He's decided to finally put on the pressure as I made that first move quite easy. We'll come up to the mountain again though. There we go, right into the curb on the inside, able to make the pass back. He's gonna look back to me. I got distracted with the rear view there for a second. But up over the top of the mountain, back into the S's. To slide it quite as much this time, but still, it's actually quite hard to not slide the car there. It gives you a great sense of control though, and I think that's what this car is all about, is it will punish you if you do something really wrong, but it behaves well enough that you can get away with maybe a bit more. It's just a forgiving car design, and not so much horsepower that it is too tricky on the pedals, but enough where you do have to do a little bit of throttle control. So it's pretty gentle, is I guess a great way to describe it, is these two in front going side by side. I'm much faster through here, but I just can't go anywhere. So the car behind is going to stick his nose in again. It's a repeat of last lap through here. He's actually able to make the pass that time, but lose position because the two in front are so slow. Come on. Try to cut the corner on the exit, able to get side by side with the green one. Car gets so loose through there. All right, get into the S's then. Made the pass back up to third. It's the two in front of swap this time. So try to think about it, but that's a very low percentage move. So push the car behind out onto the grass. I didn't really mean to do that. Just worked out that way. All right, we'll come around the corner, down the hill. It's a plunge down to the start finish. So past the line here. One more lap to go. Lap 10, P3. These two in front, side by side up the hill here. So try to line up the exit. So a little too late with that. Still gonna have a nice run, but they're gonna get maybe side by side. I'll see if I can get alongside one of them. It's gonna be a mirror of the past few laps. I could probably push one of them off, but that wouldn't be a fair way to do it. Nobody in my mirrors this time to be concerned about, as these two just get through there. All right, fourth gear as we come up to the gooseneck again. Bit of a roller coaster through there. Chasing the rear end down the hill. Car's sliding around quite a bit now, maybe just starting to wear the tires out. We're on the final lap. Don't have to preserve anything now as we try to take the outside into the mountain. That's definitely not going to work. But we'll get the run over the top of the hill, side by side with the car in front. Here we go. Make the pass there. Oh, as I don't get it hooked up just enough. Oh, we're going to run wide. He's actually going to get back on me there. So we'll get a decent run out of the final corner, but not going to be able to even get second out of it. So past the line, finish in P3. Definitely could have the win on that. Probably could turn the AI up a bit more, but had it on 112%, like I said, with max aggression. and they're still pretty competitive. Fun race with these cars. This track is great. I knew this track was great, and it's just one that I had to try to learn because it's just evaded me up to this point. But I definitely recommend the Caterham, especially this version of it. I believe it's the Supersport. I definitely recommend it as a trainer car, or maybe if you're trying to learn H pattern, if you just got yourself a clutch and an H shifter, it is a great car to learn that with. An AMS2, it'll reward you for doing it correctly, and it'll let you know when you do it incorrectly, but not in a way where it's super hard to drive, so it can help build some confidence with it, just like you do in the real world. But hope you enjoyed this. Just a fun little race. I've been enjoying 1.6 with AMS2, doing lots of racing in it, and so I've been also making lots of videos about it, and I'm sure there'll be another one soon. But until then, this is GP Laps. So I'm holding up the whole field here, and I'll see y'all again next time.